শুরু করছি। Hello everybody, Assalamu alaikum. Okay, so you don't have economics, right? Oh, you have economics. You can sit over here. Okay, so it's been a long time, right? So Alhamdulillah, we are having a physical class again. Okay, so okay, this will be online soon. Okay, so I'm reviewing the your paper two now. Okay, yeah, chapter 35, globalization. Okay, so globalization. What is globalization? Basically, it's the growing integration of the world economy. That means if you look all around you, you'll see that we um, we have so many foreign goods all around us, right? You may see that you have Chinese technology, we have British curriculum, we have foreign clothing, foreign goods, and everything, right? So that means that the countries are not yeah, producing anything individually right now. They are very much interdependent to each other, right? So this process is known as globalization. So there are some of the key features over here. Like we have like goods and services are now getting traded all over the world freely, okay, without any barrier. Then people are free to work or live in any part of the country, or in any part of the world, right? And there are interdependency, right? The nations are interdepending with on each other. Okay, it's not like that we are depending on a single country. It's like that the both parties are needing they are in need of each other. Okay, then capital, like maybe think about the technology or any kind of machinery. These are easily getting transferred between countries, right? So these are the features what we are talking about. Sorry, it's not working. Okay. Okay, then we have reasons. So, what are the reasons? So, why globalization is taking place? So, we have development in technology. So, technology is getting transferred between countries very fast, and we are getting this access to this advanced technology. Then we have international transport network, like we have airports or roads or road network or train and lots of transport network is interconnecting the whole world. Then we also have deregulation. That means rules and regulation are becoming weaker. Okay, so trading in different part of the world is becoming very easy. Then many firms are trying to sell abroad because the domestic market is saturated. Okay, did you get it? Like in the home country, the customers are already matured. Like there are not any new possibility of any kind of sales. Okay, so if we can sell abroad, then we can increase the sales. That's why what's happening, the firms are trying to sell abroad. Right? Okay. So I'm very briefly going through all the chapters. Okay, so I'm moving to the next chapter. Okay, so in the next chapter we have foreign direct investment, okay, and multinational companies. Okay, so who are these multinational companies? These are like large firms. Okay, large firms which are trading in more than one country. They're not only selling, they also have operation facilities, maybe factories or shops in different kind of countries. Okay, so these are multinational companies. So what are the reasons? The reasons of multinational company is like economics of scale. Okay, that means they can produce in large quantity. That means that if they can produce in large quantity, then they will be able to reduce their average cost. Do you remember the formula of average cost? Average cost equals to total cost divided by uh, output. Yes. Okay. So what happens that the multinational companies are not producing for a single country. They are producing for the whole world. Okay. So that's why they are producing in large quantity, and it's very much possible to reduce the average cost. Okay. Okay, next we have marketing. They have marketing advantages. Like multinational companies, like they have very strong brands. Okay, like what? Like do you know the multinational company like Unilever? So Unilever, can you recall any brand name for Unilever? Like there are Ponds, Ponds. Then we have what Lifebuoy. Okay, many other famous brands are there. Okay, so see that these brands are very strong. Okay, so people are already purchasing this brand in large quantity. So whenever they move to another country for the first time, from the beginning they can start with a very strong brand image. Okay, so that's an advantage for multinational company. Whenever they launch, they came up with a very strong brand and marketing superiority. Okay, so they also have technical and financial superiority. That means they have huge amount of money. Okay, so they have huge amount of finance. So with that finance, they can come up with huge investment, and they can also invest in technical support, like most advanced technology and everything. Okay, so that's another advantages for multinational company. Okay. um, then there is an you can see that when we are talking about foreign direct investment or development aid, these are like a situation where money is entering from one country to another, right? So multinational company is also an example of foreign direct investment. Okay, so foreign direct investment means like when money is transferring from one country to another for the purpose of business. Okay, so for the purpose of business purpose, if it's transferring from one country to another, this is known as foreign direct investment. Okay, so investment coming from another country. Okay, so multinational company is an example of foreign direct investment. Okay, so why this is so important for a country, or why the government is so much encouraged to and yeah, have foreign direct investment in our country? Like one of the main reason is job creation. Okay, so what's happening that whenever there is a foreign direct investment, job is being created. Okay, that means because of this huge investment, okay, huge factory and everything, what will happen? A huge amount of employment will take place. Okay, so government loves foreign direct investment because this creates jobs. Okay, so let me know if you're facing any problem, okay, or any clarification. Okay, okay. So an increase in the income. Okay, so when the jobs are getting created, what will happen? Income will rise. Okay, so the people of the country will have a better standard of living. Okay, so that's another good thing. Then when people are earning more, what's happening that the government will be earning what? Huge amount of tax revenue, right? So again, this tax revenue will be very helpful for the people of the country, right? Mm, then again, we have a rise in export. Okay. Um, so these multinational companies are producing, right? So they are not producing for the yeah, so when the multinational company is producing, they are not producing for the host country only. What happens? Like think about Bangladesh. Okay, so one of the main yeah, export of Bangladesh is what? Ready-made garments. Okay, have you seen large garments factories just outside the, Dhaka maybe? Okay, so if you visit just outside of Dhaka, you'll see lots of huge garments factories. Okay, so those garments factories are basically supporting the multinational company. Okay, they're producing yeah, garments for the rest of the world. Okay, so Bangladesh is a country which can produce these ready-made garments at a very low cost because of the cheap labor. Okay, so the multinational companies are coming over here to enjoy this advantage. Okay, and come up with this yeah, yeah, cheap production. Okay, so whenever these multinational companies are producing in our country, they're again, like I told you before, that they are not producing for the host country or Bangladesh. They are mostly producing for the rest of the world. So what they will do, they will export this again to other countries. Okay, so what will happen? One of the main advantage for our country is our export will increase. Okay, so we will be selling goods and services to the other country. Okay, and this will increase our export. And as we discussed in the previous chapter, that whenever export increases, remember balance of payment. This is an account where we record all kind of foreign transaction. Okay, so whenever export increases, this balance of payment will have a improved scenario. Okay, it may have a surplus or reduced deficit. Okay, so export is a very good thing for the country. Again, the country will get access to new technology. Okay, because we have. When the multinational companies coming to our country, they are also bringing the latest technology to our country. Okay, so that's another advantage. Then sometimes this multinational country also provides training and education. Okay, so this training and education is a definitely an advantage for our country, because this will improve our yeah, yeah, productivity for the labor, right? Like think about yourself. You are getting educated in the your British curriculum, which is one of the latest curriculum. Okay, and a very advanced kind of curriculum. Okay, so this curriculum, you are getting this curriculum, and one of the main reason is there is a huge demand for this curriculum in the local market, and as well as from the multinational company. Okay, so that's why you are receiving this education. You are improving your skill, and one day you will become an asset for the country as well as for the multinational companies as well. Okay, am I clear? Okay. Sorry. Chapter 36. Right, this is chapter 36. Okay. I have also brought some of the topics from the previous books as well. Okay, so you'll have yeah, more topics when I'm discussing. Okay, so I'm trying to finish the syllabus as soon as possible. A few more chapters left. After that, I'll go through the question papers. Okay. Okay. So next we have yeah, like how the government can attract this foreign direct investment. Okay, so government can attract this foreign direct investment with the help of tax break. Okay, that means the government can allow that for a period of time the multinational company yeah, uh, they will give an allowance, like for a period of time the multinational company does not have to pay any kind of tax for a period of time. Okay, this kind of opportunities a government can provide to the multinational company, or even the government can provide subsidies or grants or interest free loan or very low interest loan. Okay, so these are very helpful for any kind of multinational company. Then again, yeah, the government can lift restrictions. Okay, any kind of restrictions can be lifted. Okay, yes. Do you have economics? Okay, have a second. Okay, so we were discussing chapter 36. This is from paper 2. Okay, we are discussing the multinational company and foreign direct investment. Okay, so we were discussing a specific topic. It's about like how the government can attract foreign direct investment. Okay, so again, the government can build infrastructure. Like, have you heard of Podda Bridge? Okay, then metro rail. Okay, so these mega projects are one of the key attraction for the multinational company or foreign direct investment, because after this kind of infrastructure, what will happen? Many kind of multinational company will enter your country, and they will try to invest in your country. Okay, because you have a huge amount of infrastructure, and this will benefit the multinational company as well as the whole country. Okay. Then again, we talked about education. So sometimes the multinational company also invest for the training of our laborers, or the people of the country, so that they have a free, flow of educated or skilled labor for the country. Okay, so this is the way by which the government can attract foreign direct investment or the multinational company. Okay. Okay, and there is another similar term called development aid. Okay, so development aid is a topic from your previous book. Okay, in your previous curriculum you had this topic, but in your current curriculum you don't have this topic. But I'm just discussing this topic shortly. Like foreign direct investment is a it's like a it's money is coming from another country for the purpose of what, business. Okay, but development aid means like this is not for the purpose of business. It's coming to your country because for the assistance, okay, or help. Okay, for example, there are many kind of help, like maybe you have heard about UNESCO, UNDP, USAID, UKAID. Okay, so these are like in help or grant from other countries. Okay, so this there are many type of development aid. Like there are bilateral aid where two countries is involved. Suppose USA is providing an aid to Bangladesh with the help of US aid. Okay, so this is an example of bilateral aid. Then there are also multilateral aid. Sorry. Oh, bilateral means like when one country is helping another country, so two countries involved. Is it visible? Uh, Okay. Okay, we have an online question over here. Okay, someone said good morning. Okay, so good morning, everybody. I'm very excited to have offline students over here. Okay, and I will also congratulate your courage. Okay, okay, that you came over here. Okay, thank you. Okay, okay, so and we have multilateral aid. In multilateral aid, there are more than one country involved. Okay, that means suppose think about like there is an organization called IMF. Okay, International Monetary Fund or World Bank. Okay, so they also help different countries. So what happens? They collect funds from different country and they transfer it to many other countries. Okay, then it can also come from in the forms of a grant, that means money, or loan as well, interest free or low interest loan, or there is something called tide aid. Tide aid is a bit interesting. What happens that another country will help you, but in return they won't take the money, but they may take something else, maybe some contracts or some other political or financial benefits. Okay. Sorry. No, import export is actually basically for the purpose of health, yeah, so business usually. Okay, but yeah, you can also find import export as well over here. But import export is in the form of FDI or business purpose. Yeah, development aid is actually solely for the purpose of helping another country. Okay, so tide aid is definitely for helping other countries, but the purpose can be like import export as well. Okay, for helping purpose. Okay. Okay, so that's all from this chapter. Okay, so if you don't have any question, I'm moving to the next chapter. Um, okay, yeah, yeah, I have uploaded some assignments. Did you get the assignments? Okay. So you have to submit the assignments as soon as possible because it's not sure whether there will be an offline or online exam. Who knows? Okay. So you have to be prepared. Okay. So let's prepare the assignments and all right. Okay. What employment is high or unemployment? Employment. Okay. Employment or unemployment? Employment. Okay. Inflation is also high. Okay. Okay. So what's happening that because of the rise in employment, what will happen to the income of the people? It will also rise, right? So as the people are having more income, they will demand for more goods and services. Okay, so as there will be more demand for goods and services, what will happen? The price level will go up. Okay, so what will happen? So inflation will be there. Mhm. But I can see that rise in employment will lead to demand pull inflation. Okay, but it may also lead to cost push inflation. Like this, like you said that like when there will be huge amount of employment, the wage rate may rise. Okay, so if the wage rate may also rise, then it may also contribute to the cost push inflation as well. But if you see, there is a direct link between the income and the rise in demand. Okay, so there will be a demand pull inflation. Okay, but there is a slight chance of cost push inflation as well. Okay, I'll suggest that mostly focus on the demand pull inflation. Okay. Okay. So if you have any kind of specific problem related to the assignments, you can bring it in the next class as well. Okay. How much time we have? We have around 8 minutes. Okay. Okay. So see what next? International trade. Okay, the chapter 37. Um, uh, so international trade is basically the trading between countries. Okay. So so when goods are getting from one country to another, that's international trade. So let's talk about the benefits of international trade. So when obtaining goods that cannot be produced domestically. Okay, so that means like you cannot produce it at your home. So that means you need to bring it from other countries, right? What can't we produce? Can you give me an example? Like in our country, yeah. Okay. So latest technology. Suppose iPhone maybe. Okay. So we cannot produce iPhone. Okay. So we have to bring it from the other countries, right? Okay. Good. Okay. Then obtaining goods that can be bought more cheaply from yeah, overseas countries. Okay. Suppose think about what uh, what cars. Currently, we are not producing cars, but we are producing motorcycles. But in future, we will be able to produce cars as well. But yeah, let's think about onion. Do you remember the onion issues few years back? What happened? Onion became very expensive, right? 250 taka per kg. Okay, so it was very high. Okay, so what happened that so we had other options as well. Okay, so we brought yeah, onions from other countries. Okay, when we failed to get it from India, we tried to get it from Egypt or Pakistan or other neighboring countries. Okay, so yeah, so cheaper options is another benefit for international trade. Then we have improving choice. Like we have so many options, right? So many options are there. Then we have selling unwanted goods, like goods that you have abundant. Okay, like if you think about the Middle East, okay, they have a huge amount of oil supply, right? So they don't need so much oil, so they can transfer it to other countries. Okay, like if you think about all the petrol octane in our country and all the other kind of oil, they are mostly from Middle East. Okay, so they are of Qatar and all other countries. Okay. Okay, so the next topic, am I going too fast? Okay, 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 thank you. Okay, so next is free trade. Free trade, it doesn't mean like trading without money. It means trading without any kind of barrier. Okay, trading with any kind of barrier. Like there are many kind of barriers that are explained in the next chapter. But here we will talking about free trade. Okay, so free trade is trading without barrier. Like barrier, for example, tariff. Do you know what is tariff? Like tax on import. Okay, so whenever there is a tax on import, well, what will happen? Huh? What will happen to the price of the goods and services? It will go up, right? It will whenever you are importing goods, it will become more expensive. right? So what will happen, that goods and services will become expensive. So in the next chapter we will discuss about these yeah, barriers. These barriers are known as protectionism. It's a policy which ensures the protection of the domestic countries. Okay, but in this chapter we will be talking about free trade. That means trading without any barrier. Okay, so in the current world, this is very popular. Okay. Okay, so next we have advantages of free trade. Okay, so advantages of free trade. So we'll be having more choices and more competition as well. Okay, so in the previous topic we already discussed that because of international trade, the choice was increasing, right? But because of free trade, it will increase even more. Okay, because there are no barriers. Okay, so that means you can bring anything to your country and sell it. Okay, so but you cannot bring illegal goods. Okay, there will be a barrier for those, or harmful product. Okay, but there will be definitely more choices. Okay, then there will be more competition. So competition is good for any country or any economy. And we already discussed it in another chapter. Can you tell me some benefits of competition? Yeah, more choices, good. Huh? Less price, very good. Huh? A better quality, very good. Okay, you covered all the main three topics. Okay, so the price will go down, the quality will go up, the choices will go up. Okay, so as a result, what will happen? The standard of living of the people of the country will go up, right? Okay, so that's a very good thing, right? The people will have access to high quality goods at a very low price, right? So it's very good for the country. Okay, then we have growth and GDP. That means because of the free trade, what's happening? Yeah, the production will increase. Okay, one of the example of free trade is European Union. Have you heard of European Union? Okay, so what happened that all the European countries, not all, most of the European countries have got together and they came up with something called trading bloc. Okay, we'll discuss it soon. Okay, so within the trading bloc there are no barriers. Okay, so they are enjoying free trade. So what happens that you can easily transfer your factories to a country where they can produce at a very low cost. Okay, and later on you can produce over there, and you can sell it to other countries at a very easily. Okay, you don't need to pay extra for this export and import. Okay, so that's a very good thing. And again, you can increase the GDP as well. Okay, as you are producing more, that means your gross domestic product or the total output of the country will also increase. Okay, so these are the positive sides. So yeah, so there are some negative sides as well. Okay, you'll get questions like assess or evaluate. Okay, are you familiar with these kind of questions? Okay, when you need to assess, there will be 9 marks. Okay, and when you have to evaluate, there will be 12 marks. Okay, you have to answer one 12-mark question and one 9-mark question, right? Okay. Okay, so over there you have to cover both advantages and disadvantages. Okay, so let's think about this topic, free trade. So if you get this topic about free trade, what will happen? You have to cover both advantages and disadvantages. Okay, so we already talked about the advantages. So let's start about the disadvantages. Okay, but we are running out of time. Let's quickly finish it. Okay, so we have over specialization. Okay, so if you focus on very few products, okay, then what will happen? You'll become over specialized and you'll become too much dependent on a product. Okay, like think about like ready-made garments. Like we are very much expert on producing ready-made garments, right? Okay, but think about this pandemic situation or any kind of world recession. What will happen? The demand for ready-made garments will fall, and we'll be facing huge problem, right? Because we are too much dependent on this single product. Okay, so that's a problem. Then unemployment may take place because of this fall in production. Then there will be environmental damages. Okay, because as we are producing more, you'll have lots of yeah, environmental pollutions. Okay, have you ever been to Buriganga River? Huh? You'll see black water, okay, instead of crystal clear water. Why? most of them cases, what happens, because all the waste from the yeah what these factories are dumped in this river, okay, and this causes environmental damage. Okay, so that's all for today. Okay, thank you everybody. Okay, I'm signing out from the online class.